Hello, YouTube. Hello,
Hey,
Facebook.
YouTube, Facebook, what it do? All right, welcome back, Geek Philosophy Podcast, episode 23.
Yep.
Yeah, we almost got 25 of these done. Couple more.
We're almost a fourth away to 100.
Yeah. Should we start playing something?
That might be a little premature, but I mean, we'll get there. Maybe around like episode 50 or 75.
Maybe we can start playing something.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We have. This is a somber week a little bit. It's some great highlights.
Yeah.
But we have one that I don't want to say is sad. It's
something that we all knew was coming for a while.
Yeah, and we lost a treasure, but the person that we're talking about lived a great life and contributed to our culture.
Yeah.
In so much. So let's just go ahead and start with that. We're here to honor Stan Lee. He passed away at the age of 95 this week. He will definitely be missed, but his mark on not just the geek culture, but culture in general of the United States will forever be in not just history, but forever be around. We'll be able to see his lineage constantly.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to really think about how much he's contributed to just like the lore of humanity, the legends and storytelling of humanity, just go and Google just a list of the characters that he either created by himself or co-created. Mm-hmm. It's insane.
I mean, we add co-create because he was with the legendary Jack Kirby too.
Right.
And you can tell Stan was a legend when he's never worked for DC at all. But DC loves him too.
Right. I mean, he's like
he's their biggest competitor.
Yeah, he's a
and
Marvel
they
guy.
even they was like, yo, while he was alive, did they even wait till he was gone? They paid homage to him when he was alive. Like, yo, Stan Lee's the godfather of comics.
Right. I mean, DC had a lot of great fathers and grandfathers and all that, but for the storytelling side of things, years and years ago, as far as the founding of the companies. But yeah, I mean, I think it's Stan Lee's the undisputed granddaddy of all of the geekdom and comic books and storytelling. So I can't really think of many authors, just in general, or storytellers, directors, writers that have come close to the amount of characters that not only have come close to the amount of characters that he created, but that he created and they became very successful.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that alone is pretty amazing.
Yeah, because I mean, Superman's creator Jerry and Jerry Spiegel and so forth, they were iconic, but they were never in the limelight.
Right.
Like you'll just see them on credits, like, hey, this was based on characters by them. Even Batman, this is character based by Bob Kane. But when you came to Stan Lee made sure he was in every aspect of Marvel.
Right.
Like if you go back to all the cartoons and so forth, every one of them, executive producer Stan Lee.
Wasn't he even the voiceover for one of the Spider-Man cartoons or like years ago?
He was a narrator.
80s. He was 80s, 70s or 80s?
No, it was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Yeah. That's
is where he was narrating.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think all those cartoons, like the old Captain America cartoon, like everything Marvel in the 80s, he was voiced.
He also just had a great voice and an instantly recognizable voice too.
Yeah.
So obviously, it's there's a lot of this story out in the news. We wanted to pay our respects. We also want to hear from you all. What's your favorite Stan Lee cameo? Your favorite Stan Lee character? Stan Lee moment. It doesn't have to be on film or something. If it was an interview or something. He just. I don't know of anybody personally that ever met him, but the dude just seemed like a genuinely nice person.
He lived life.
Yeah. And as you pointed out too, this was kind of expected because his wife passed away last year.
Last year she passed away, and he wasn't shy about sharing his life.
Right.
His Instagram, he would always share something. He'd make a joke out of things most of the time.
Oh yeah.
And I was just about to get to something. But yeah, I mean, I think he was transparent with the company too. Like Marvel, hey, look, you might want to film all my cameos. You want me in now? And he knocked those out all last year. So
that's true too. So now we're in the guessing game.
We're in the guessing game to see which ones. I did hear he's no cameo in Dark Phoenix.
And that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, he's kind of the Dark Phoenix at this point is kind of the.
He's a dark horse of this whole cinematic universe right now.
The black sheep of the family. So I wouldn't expect that, but I would assume that what the next
Avenger, Captain Marvel. I think he's probably gonna have I think someone said it's confirmed he has a cameo on that. Avengers 4 is up in the air, but I'm pretty sure he has a cameo on that.
Yeah. Well, we can also guess that Captain Marvel, being the next Marvel movie, is probably going to be the one that's dedicated to him.
Yeah.
I
don't know. You got Spider-Man right around the corner.
Did he create Captain Marvel?
He didn't create Captain Marvel. He created he created Spider-Man.
So yeah, it just depends on do they want to dedicate
honestly
the next one in line?
I think the next couple of movies you're gonna see a dedication. Like I don't even think you can dedicate one movie to him. I think you're gonna get a strong dedication. I hope there's a strong dedication in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Because that was one of his solo creations.
When is that coming out?
That's coming out around Christmas.
Okay, so they still have enough time to where they can.
They can add that in.
Yeah,
that's nothing. I think they should add some kind of blip since his cameos in Captain Marvel, and I bet you they're gonna add the whole Avengers 4 is gonna be dedicated to Stan Lee.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, that's gonna have so many of his characters in it. But yeah, so what my guess would be, I'm gonna say he probably has. He's almost certainly filmed cameos for Captain Marvel, Avengers 4, and Spider-Man: Far From Home.
That's one I think is up there.
Really?
I don't know if that one's done.
Because when did they say that he had filmed several out? That was a year and a half, 2 years ago.
That was a year ago.
Okay.
Right around the time his wife passed. So that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that one's going to be in there because that's a pretty far reach.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'll guess. I'll say my guess is Far From Home will be his last cameo. What do you think? Avengers 4?
I think Avengers 4 is going to be the last one.
All right. What do you all think? Let us know.
Let us know how you feel.
Comment in there. We're just going to take a guess and see, and then we'll have the final reel of all of his different cameos. Which would be fun.
It's going to be heartbreaking. And when I say heartbreaking, I mean it because I know he lived his best life. 95 is nothing to sneeze at.
Oh yeah.
And he was involved. His name was on everything Marvel.
Yeah.
So you can't knock that he wasn't given his just due when it came to certain things. Like he made sure he was a part of the culture, and the culture loved him back. I've never heard anyone diss or down talk Stan Lee
until this week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I had heard that I haven't bothered to watch it, but Bill Maher, I guess on HBO.
Yeah, no, I heard that
ridiculous thing that he said, and
he's about to get that geek smoke. Look.
But my thing is like that if somebody's done nothing, wrong to you, then why speak badly? Either way, we won't do all the negative stuff. Be nice to everybody.
That's the thing about comedians. Comedians, they're supposed to have they're always coming from a dark place, but there's certain times where you're like, come on,
you got to choose wisely.
Yeah.
So I think I think the sad part is, he lived a good life. We're happy to have had him. We're happy to have his creation still living on. To me, the only sad thing in all of this is one of my favorite things about going to see a Marvel movie is just, okay, when is Stan going to show up? And now we know that
now it's like a ticking clock.
Right.
Like
there's a finite amount of when is Stan going to show up, and eventually we're going to see the last one. So let us know your memories of Stan Lee, your favorite
daughter to start popping. Can we get his daughter to start popping into these things?
I don't know. Has she been super active? And I don't really know much about her.
I don't know much about her either. I mean, your dad, Stan Lee. he's taking up all the screen time.
Right. But either way, we'll see how that goes. We want to hear your memories and ideas. But go out and go read a Stan Lee
read a comic and really understand where he came from. He came from a time where this was really just starting. Like superheroes were still considered sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really considered a genre of its own. Even though really the superhero genre started when Superman action comic issue number 1 started, but they were still considering that sci-fi.
Right.
This didn't branch out its own genre yet. And Stan Lee helped bring that out. Like, no, we're changing the game on this. And he really was a political analyst when it came to how he translated things that were going on in our culture into the comics and made it relatable. I mean, X-Men came out right around Civil Rights Movement.
Right.
That was his creation. You could tell like Xavier was supposed to be Martin Luther King and Magneto was supposed to be Malcolm X. Like there were certain things you can automatically see in his writing and his storytelling. It's a lesson to behold. And he was a treasure and he will be missed.
Yeah.
But Clay has a surprise. He hasn't told me anything yet.
I have
but hopefully that's going to change the mood of this whole somber.
Yeah, we'll bring the mood up a little bit. I have a surprise announcement for Don. So today I woke up and I was looking through all the Sunday stuff for this is if you're watching this in the future at some point in time. We're filming this the Sunday before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you get on Sunday morning before Thanksgiving? You get the paper with all the Black Friday ads.
Yeah.
And so I was looking through that, flipping through, and I saw this one thing that's at every single store this year, Target, Walmart, Best Buy, all of them, is this Spider-Man PS4 bundle. And I thought, well, maybe I'll look into that. And then I realized that right now, at least, PlayStation Slim is like $300.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, $60. Well, this bundle is $200 for both of them, $160 off, right?
Okay.
And so I was like, but I don't want to go camping out. I don't want to go sit all night after Thanksgiving or miss Thanksgiving because some stores open now on Thanksgiving.
They open like 5 o'clock that day. Like, bro, I just finished eating.
So
at 4.
I heard I saw that GameStop was trying to do a one-up on everybody and put their deals out starting today instead of Black Friday. Their Black Friday deals start on Sunday.
Oh.
And I was like, but I still don't want to go out like early because this is pretty early this morning.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I still don't want to go out and just camp out. And I was like, you know what? Let me just see if Amazon has it. Amazon matched their deal this morning, put it on their website, 2-day shipping, $200 for a PlayStation Slim, 1 terabyte with Spider-Man. And I went on ahead and tacked on for $20 more God of War. So I'm now officially a PlayStation 4 owner.
We got him!
So if you've been watching this for a while,
he's strictly Xbox.
I'm strictly Xbox. And it's not that I have anything against Sony. It's just that I'm not a big fan of really many of their first party games.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not for me. So Spider-Man hurt because I thought maybe that would be on all different platforms, but I knew God of War was coming.
Yeah.
And to be honest too, I didn't have a PlayStation 1. I never owned that. I was a 64 guy back in the day, but I've had a PS2, a PS3. Now I'll have, as of Wednesday, a PS4. But the biggest thing for me was God of War. When I bought my PlayStation 3, it was a God of War 3 machine and a Blu-ray player. That's all it was to me. I had like Little Big Planet and Resistance, and a couple of other shooters and stuff, but never really interested me. So yeah, I bought a PlayStation 4.
I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate it.
Took a lot to admit that as an Xbox player.
The support is there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to play I couldn't turn down the fact that Spider-Man almost consistently has like an 8 or 9 out of 10 from every reviewer, and God of War has almost perfect 10s across the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be getting some recommendations from you as to what other games I should.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna can you some of my games just to play.
Yeah. So, but
I'm letting him play these games. Then I'm gonna throw Kingdom Hearts at him, the complete edition, so he can play all the Kingdom Hearts games.
I've never played a single Kingdom Hearts game,
dude. So. When you are fighting alongside Donald and Goofy, it makes you feel like a man.
Right. So yeah, we'll I have that to look forward to, and I get that right before my long weekend.
Nice.
I get off a little early on Wednesday. Don't have to put in a full day. So yeah, I'm looking forward to all of that.
Nice. Well, welcome to the community, my friends.
Yeah, and also for everybody listening, if you're a PlayStation person, what do you recommend?
Need some recommendations.
Yeah, I need. Although I've got probably a solid like 80 hours worth of gameplay between Spider-Man and God of War to get through.
Depends on what DLC you get. That might be 80 hours in one game.
Yeah, well, that's true. I don't know. Does Spider-Man have DLC out already?
They have a couple DLCs right now. The Black Cat one and the Heist one is about to come out. So yeah, there's a couple DLCs for that one.
Were there? I know they had some awesome looking different alternate costumes and stuff.
Well, apparently that's like the big thing in that game is like constant costumes.
But are they all unlockable in the game, or do I have to pay for
There's a couple or DLC, like some pretty
like game studios, don't make me pay for a costume. That's making me pay for a costume.
Hold on. Do we blame the studio or do we blame the players for that?
Initially the studio and then the players.
Because this has been going on for a long time. The studios was like, hey, let's have a crazy idea. I'm going to give you some weird costumes.
Right.
But we're going to make you pay for it. And someone had to pay for it and start that trend.
Right. And let's be honest, too, that going back to although they have gotten better about it now, Bethesda kind of started it all with horse armor. You guys remember horse armor from Elder Scrolls Oblivion? Like they literally tried charging like $5 for an armor set that did nothing to protect your horse. It just looked neat on your horse. And that was back in the 360 days. So that kind of started, and then you got all these other things.
And then we start getting the game that comes out after the game comes out with all the stuff, and we call it the Ultimate Edition or Mortal Kombat XL. Really,
that's okay with me, because with some of those, I'll just wait and I'll buy. Like I bought both the first two Tomb Raider games.
Mm-hmm.
I bought the Game of the Year edition, Fallout 3 back in the day. I bought that Game of the Year. That I don't mind. What bothers me is day one DLC that's in the game, and you know it's in the game because when you go to buy it, the download size for that DLC is just a few megabytes.
Yeah.
That means it's already on your game, kids. Like that's there. They're just not letting you play it until you unlock it. You have to pay to unlock what you already have on that disc or in that file you've already downloaded. That drives me crazy. So either way, we could spend an entire episode ranting on that.
Yeah, we could.
So bottom line, my surprise is PS4 owner now. Give me suggestions.
We got him.
So you have some Star Wars news, right?
Yeah, Pedro Pascal, which you might know him from Narcos. If you're a Game of Thrones person, you might know him as the Red Viper. Don't worry, I'll catch you up on that one day. But
I'm
yes,
watching the first season.
He is going to be the lead in The Mandalorian, the Star Wars series coming to Disney Play, the streaming service, which that's not a bad actor. I like his work. So
yeah, he's dynamic too. I mean, when you look at
but most of the stuff I've seen him in has been very adult. So I'm questioning what's the overall feel for The Mandalorian. Is this going to be what demographic are we looking for? Are we looking for teen? Are we looking for adult? Are we looking for? We're not looking for kids. Take that out.
Right. Yeah, I think they're looking for the young adult audience. I think I would be expecting a kind of a series lean towards maybe a darker version of what we wanted Han Solo to be, kind of a space western, which we got a little bit of it, but maybe less lighthearted.
You didn't get enough of it.
I enjoyed it. We talked about this, but maybe less lighthearted than Han Solo, maybe darker, grittier, like a western in space is what I want.
Okay. We also have Jon Favreau in the Jump Seat showrunner of this. I don't think he's done anything dark. Oh no, never mind. Jungle Book was scary as crap. I'm not gonna lie, like Jungle Book kind of gave me a little bit of nightmares with that remake. I'm like, yo, hold up, this was not in the animated. This was not in the cartoon.
Yeah,
Shere Khan was not this gangster.
Yeah, I mean, he's
so yeah, maybe he can't. Yeah, he probably do it.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be scary, but just a gritty Western sort of thing. I mean, if you had told me years ago that he was going to direct one of the best Marvel movies in Iron Man 1, I would have said, wait, really? Like that guy, like he was just an actor on Friends, and he did a couple of other stints on their shows.
He did a couple movies, like with Vince.
Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
What was that? Where they were in
Swingers?
Vegas.
Swingers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A couple others. I think
the movie knowledge is on point here. Let me tell y'all that right now. For someone just to be like, oh, what movie? Swingers? Bam. That's some great knowledge right there.
We try to keep it so that we're not just thumbing away at IMDb while we're live. But yeah, I think he'll do well with it. And Pedro Pascal, I mean, he's almost like Christian Bale in that in one role, like with Narcos, he gained, I think, like almost 100 pounds. I mean, he's a pretty skinny guy.
No, he is,
and that is not like a fat suit or anything that he's in Narcos. He just gained that weight. He's also, correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's, is he Argentinian? I think, or Brazilian.
Don't give me a lie.
He's Argentinian or Brazilian. I forget. I don't remember, but I know he had to work on his accents and everything in order to play his character in Narcos. Drug lord. Name's escaping me now.
I don't watch Narcos. So I can't co-sign it. But in Game of Thrones,
he's
pristine
good.
Acting. He was only in a few episodes, but man. I miss him when he got knocked.
So yeah, something to look forward to coming up. So we have some Disney
running into the game. Well, since we're there, since we just talked about the Red Viper, we can go into the final trailer, or not final, but the first teaser trailer for Game of Thrones.
Well, yeah, that's true. Stay on the same subject.
So Game of Thrones final season. This is the last one, people. Now they are working on some prequels.
Of course they are, because they want to milk.
Oh, we're gonna milk this
as much as they can.
George R.R. is gonna milk this thing. All right, let me tell you that right now. But yeah, final season. We got a little teaser trailer, giving you a couple of the highlights from the past seasons, getting you ready for this season. So I'm here for it. I'm here to see dragons. I actually think the whole year off was a wise decision.
Yeah,
because it's just making the hype just that much more.
Right.
They just have to deliver now. So
when they've been going that long with such a popular show, the year off it's not going to hurt them.
Yeah,
people are going to tune in. So if anybody wants to lend me their HBO password, you just let me know. Anybody out there, email me, catch me up.
Yep. And then we can go into Disney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go right from super HBO prostitutes and killing dragons and so forth to
Blood and
Toy
Guts
Story.
And Fantasy to CGI kids movies.
So Toy Story 4 trailer came out. It was kind of weird, but people liked it. I have mixed feelings on it, but it pretty much introduced a new character, which he's not a toy, but he is. His name is Forky. He's pretty much a plastic spork with some googly eyes and some belt arms and some shoes. And they was like, it's obviously something that you made like a school project. Okay, I'm just gonna turn this fork into a toy. And now that's the character. So apparently that's how you become alive as a toy. You just smack some things on it and you got a living creature.
It's basically, if the kid wants you to be alive or thinks that you're alive, then you are. So this is interesting for me because I was telling Don before we started filming today that I haven't seen a Toy Story movie since the first one. And I think last time I saw it probably wasn't far after it came out.
Mm-hmm.
If it's on TV, I'll watch it or something. But I've never.
I do recommend Toy Story 3 because apparently that was supposed to be the end, and you cry.
You get a good cry in.
And Andy finally grows up.
Yeah.
Even though I felt like he should have grown up a long time ago. when he finally grows up at this point.
I'll see it eventually whenever I have kids, I guess.
That's a good outlook. Wait till you have kids. Even though I did show it to my daughter, she did not bang with it. She was like, "What is this?"
Yeah, but so I don't know. What's your opinion? Are you looking forward to a Toy Story 4? Should it have ended with 3?
There was one thing out of this whole trailer. So it was a trailer and a trailer. Disney did a trailer reaction to their trailer.
I know where you're going with this.
With 2 new characters that came out of nowhere. Ducky and Bunny, which are voiced by Key and Peele. Now, if you watch the Key and Peele show, there was several skits where they were doormen and they would talk about some of their favorite actors like Bruce Willis and Liam Neeson's. And they would go on and they would just, those scenes just killed.
Yeah.
They did that for Toy Story. And there was a running gag. They just kept butchering the whole Buzz Lightyear to infinity and beyond. Like, to infinity and your mom. And they were just dogging on until Woody and Buzz came out and Buzz gave them the right thing. And they looked at him like, that's a stupid saying. You can't go beyond infinity.
You can't really go wrong with Key and Peele.
I'm just glad someone was able to bring them back just for a little bit.
Right.
Because I do miss that show. That was a hilarious show.
That reminds me, I need to watch Keanu. I have that DVR'd, but the movie they did with the cat.
Yes, that
looked hilarious.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's like a perfect send-off to the group.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, so we have a big trailer. Well, big trailer after the fact. I don't think it was anything that many people were really like holding out hope for this week. But when it dropped, it made a pretty big impression on me, at least.
Let me tell you something. You look at the premise, you look at the title.
Right.
You're like, this is garbage.
So we're talking about Detective Pikachu.
Yes.
So
let me hold on. Before I get into this, let me congratulate the man who I'm promoting as the United States' new national treasure, Ryan Reynolds.
Even though he's Canadian,
we're claiming him.
Right?
We're taking him in the draft. The draft nations, we're going to claim Ryan Reynolds as his own now, and you are a national treasure, sir.
So this is based on the game Detective Pikachu, which took a while to get to the U.S. from Japan.
Yes.
When I heard the original premise, I was thinking like, I'm a huge Pokemon fan. I played almost every game that there's ever been. And when I saw Detective Pikachu as a game, I was thinking like, that's weird. Pikachu's like talking like a grizzly old man voice is coming out of Pikachu. And it just didn't interest me at all, but it ended up being a big hit, which is fine. And then
that's I heard the power of the machine right there.
Right. And I heard it was a great game. So I'm not going to knock that. But then I heard that they were bringing it to the big screen.
When they said they were going to make it a movie, I said, how much cocaine did y'all smoke? And our snort. I don't even know drugs, so I can't even tell you how to do this stuff. But how much did you do before this idea came to your head to make this to the big screen?
So they said this was coming. I thought it was
a gag. I thought I was never going to see this. I'm like, this is way too gaggish.
And then they said on top of all that, instead of using the like grizzly old man voice from the 3DS game for Pikachu, it's going to be Ryan Reynolds.
And then I said, okay, you laced the cocaine with marijuana, and then you smoked it some more.
Can you do that?
I don't know. I felt like they did that when they came. Every time they announced something with this movie, I was like, y'all are seriously on some drugs.
So that had me further interested in it, and not in a good way. And then the trailer dropped middle of last week, and I think it looks great. It messed me up. Now, I will say that, and IGN had a great reaction on this too, how some of the Pokemon, they nailed it, and other ones just look weird. It's like
some of them look horrific.
So it's what you call, with robotics and androids, you have the uncanny valley, and that's that point where it doesn't look like a robot anymore, and it's this close to being human-like, but it's so close, but not close enough, and it looks scary and freakish. Like when you see the androids and stuff they have on, like where companies like Honda and stuff are showing off, where they have like facial expressions and it's like a rubber skin, and it just looks creepy. That's what you get when you have something like Mr. Mime. in reality.
Okay, Mr. Mime and Jigglypuff gave me nightmares.
Jigglypuff, it doesn't look like the cute fur ball, although it does have the microphone.
It has the microphone that turns into a marker.
It has a marker where they're going to draw a little squiggly mustache on it.
But he looks like he's a killer. I'm just going to say it now. Jigglypuff looks like a known killer.
Now, there are also different Pokemon. There could be a very happy-go-lucky pink Jigglypuff somewhere out there.
But not this one that was in the bar.
Right, not the one in the bar. But either way, this...
I just realized it was in the bar.
Yeah. It's a bar from, or coffee shop or something from the Detective Pikachu games. Yeah. But I'm excited to see the movie. I think it's going to be interesting. But as we were discussing before we started recording,
this movie should not be good. This movie should not get the reaction it's getting.
But it is, and it's giving us hope that maybe we'll actually see a proper, a story, a movie going over the story of the first generation.
So I'm gonna give my time. I'm gonna give you exactly what I was thinking while I was watching this. Even though I was mesmerized by the graphics and I was mesmerized by the voice, I wasn't thinking about how well is this movie gonna do. I wasn't even thinking about how well this movie's gonna do. I was thinking about, we can do a real Pokemon movie.
Yeah.
We can do a real legit movie where
let's follow Ash Ketchum.
I don't want Ash.
You don't want Ash?
I don't want Ash. I want Red. I want Red from the game. Because Red was legit.
But then
I don't want to see Ash's losing streak on the big screen.
I don't know. I got to have that original.
No,
story. Red was there as a space filler because
Red was what Ash should have been.
Okay, did anybody actually keep Red as their name in the game? I always erased it and went over my own. You talking like red and blue, like? Okay,
so I'm about to drop some knowledge on Clay right now. All right, so there are in Japanese culture, you have anime. Now, what normally precursors anime is a manga.
Yeah.
So when the video game came out, they have manga to follow the video game, and then after they did the anime, so one was called Pokemon Special Adventure Special. This followed the video game to a T, and then you find out, this is a dark story. Because don't you wonder a couple things? You play the first generation, you wonder like, where's his dad?
Yeah.
What war was Lieutenant Surge in? There's a couple questions that need to be answered.
Yeah.
Well, this sort of answers the questions, and then it gives you depth. So Red was a trainer from Pallet Town. Gary was no longer Gary in that one. He was blue. And there was another character called Green, who was a girl. And that's how they got their Pokemon. Like Red got his Pokemon from Professor Oak. Blue got his Pokemon from Professor Oak. Green stole her Pokemon. Because apparently she was an orphan, and it's a really crazy story.
They just cut Green's story out of the U.S. version completely.
Yes, completely. But anyway, it follows the whole thing where, you find Cubone's mother, Ghost Mother. That goes into depth into all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's an amazing manga. It goes even deeper, and it's like a dark rabbit hole. Like you just keep going, and you can't stop. And you look at his track record.
Yeah.
And you look at Ash. Now, Ash was in another manga because they had two mangas come at the same time.
Right.
Ash was in another manga that was a gag. But they picked him to be the main character in the anime.
So I'll tell you right now, what's probably going to happen is don't be surprised if they take all of that and mesh it together.
Just give me Red. Dude, I'm telling you, just give me Red, and I will praise your glory forever and ever. When it comes to your decision making, that's what you need to do. Make Red so you can keep it away from the anime, because Ash has a losing streak out of nowhere. He is never going to win. It's what we're going to do. And I don't need a geek. I don't need a fantasy story like that to turn into a sports losing streak movie where, oh yeah, he has a chance to win, but he loses. We feel bad for him. I don't need that to be Creed.
Right.
Or
any other Rocky movie for that matter.
I don't need to be that. I want to see Red go in there, go through the story, and own it, and win. So there.
So listen to
God,
Don,
that was a tangent.
all the people in charge of Pokemon. But either way, it gets me excited about both this movie, Detective Pikachu coming up. And do they have a date on that? I don't. I know it's next year.
It's next year. There is a date on it though.
But it makes me excited for just seeing what they could do with it and what it might mean for the rest of the franchise.
Because let's face it, that franchise is going to be.
It's
at first we thought it was losing steam. I thought it was losing steam around Black and White when those came out, but they kept on. They got things recharged with X and Y.
Yeah,
Sun and Moon kind of dipped a little bit.
So, not to interrupt you, but I want to throw this out. I just double checked. Detective Pikachu comes out the week after Avengers 4 in May. So
that's the wrong time to come out.
We'll see. We'll see if they actually. I mean, let's be real though. Most people are going to see Avengers 4 on week 1. It's going to have a massive opening weekend, and then we'll go and see Detective Pikachu.
No, we're not. No, I'm telling you, it's with movies like that. They stay number 1 for a good long while.
Oh, they do. So I don't think it's going to hinder Detective Pikachu financially.
The people that are going to watch Detective Pikachu are probably going to watch or try to watch Avengers. Oh, well, you're right. They're probably watching it on first week.
They're going to watch. Most people are going to see Avengers the first week it comes out.
Yeah, first week is for exclusive geeks.
Yeah.
Like you have to have a membership and everything to watch on the first week.
And also,
and then the second week is normally the regular people.
Wait, I think that a lot of families will probably reserve Detective Pikachu for their kids because I know a lot of families that brought their kids week 1 to Infinity War and they were traumatized. So I think
they're going to bring them back to untraumatize them.
Right.
Look, they're not dead. They're coming back.
Maybe they'll wait a little while longer this time. Either way, I think Detective Pikachu looks good. I think it'll do well. But I think the biggest thing is they need to set their expectations. With that opening the week after Avengers 4, it's never going to be number 1 in the box office.
Dude, I just need to know how much it costs. I need to know how much that movie's cost to make. Because that's a lot of CGI.
So yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, pause this, come back to us, watch the trailer, and then pick us back up.
A lot of CGI.
It's impressive the amount of work that they have.
It's impressive. It's realistic CGI, but it's still a lot of CGI.
Right.
So that means it costs a pretty penny. I don't expect it to do super well in the States. It's not going to do Avengers numbers. It's going to do blockbuster numbers.
I think it'll do well. I don't see this having.
I think globally it'll do. I think globally it'll do the best.
Yeah. Well, so we can stick with Pokemon news, I guess, because a new game came out this week.
Yep, new game came out. Let's go Pikachu. Let's go Eevee. People are feeling nostalgia vibes. Looking at the reviews, people are loving the fact that just like Gen 1, redone and updated on a console.
I've heard a lot of good things. I'm still being my grouchy old man self and not wanting to play something.
It's not Game Boy Color.
Right, not wanting to play something I just don't like how they incorporated Pokemon Go into it. I've tried playing, all right, we talked about this several times.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried playing Pokemon Go multiple times. The first week it came out, I played nonstop. First month it came out, I played nonstop. And then when we talked about it on the podcast and I said I didn't like it, and then I picked it back up and Don called me out on it.
I called him out so quick.
Because I re-downloaded it and I played for another week or something. I've tried multiple times to force myself to get into it.
Have you seen the guy in Japan on the bike? So there's a guy on a bike in Japan that has 15 phones attached to his handles. And it's like all of them are playing Pokemon Let's Go. All of them are playing Pokemon Go. And he's just riding around his bike, catching Pokemon.
That might be a bit obsessive, maybe. Bet
you he's playing Pokemon Go on the Switch.
He's probably
playing Let's Go Pikachu.
Yeah. But well, so if you had a Switch, neither one of us have Switches right now. We're hoping to remedy that soon.
My daughter needs a Switch.
Yeah, she needs
nudge.
She needs a Switch. Don might play it a little. So I would probably get Eevee. Let's go Eevee.
I would do Eevee too because I'm sorry, I'm a little tired of Pikachu.
Well, so I played what Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Yellow were I got both of those at the exact same time with my Pokemon Game Boy Color edition with a little Pikachu on the side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I played those through. I'm a big fan of Jolteon. Jolteon's my my Eevee evolution of choice. What about you?
My Eevee evolution wasn't in the first three. It was like way after. It was Leafeon. I don't know why.
That was the next. That was in the next generation.
No, that was like two. That was like 2 generations after, because the next one was Umbreon and Empoleon. Not Empoleon. Empoleon. The psychic one. The psychic one and the dark one was the second set. Then after that was Leafeon and Glaceon. And then after that,
further after that
was the fairy type, which I can't remember to save my life.
Well, that was only like a couple of years ago, so
yeah,
I won't hold you against that.
And then I'm just waiting for the dragon type to come out.
Dragon type?
There needs to be a dragon type.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the versatile Pokemon. We only got like 7 transformations. Come on, man. Give me more.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like Jolteon. I don't know, just because everybody wanted a Pikachu. I just wanted something different, and most people are like, oh, Eevee, you can't do anything with Eevee. It's like, yeah, you can. You just got to get to the right place.
Yeah, when I did in that first generation, I think I was Flareon.
Yeah.
Because I feel like what you pick your Eevee as should be based on what your starter Pokemon is.
Right. See, I always pick water type.
Okay. You're weird.
What?
No.
Blastoise, man. I wanted that Blastoise.
No. I picked Bulbasaur, my first one. Bulbasaur was my go-to in the first generation.
Yeah.
I know everyone wants to say Charmander. Charmander's overhyped. Okay? He's overhyped.
Yeah. Because everybody wanted a Charizard.
Yeah. No.
We go way back to the beginning with the trading cards. And
I want to win the first couple gym matches. You can't win the first couple gym matches with Charmander, right? You had Charmander, you have to go into the Viridian Forest and find something legit.
How are you going to beat Misty with a Charmander?
Yeah. How are you going to beat Brock?
Right.
You literally had to find something in the forest, and you ain't finding that much in the Viridian Forest to fight an Onyx. What was it? Butterfree? Yeah, you had to
they're all bugs.
You had to get a Butterfree, train him like crazy, and get some grass moves,
but also hope that you don't go. You can't go over that.
Yeah, because you didn't have any badges, so they start disobeying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bulbasaur, Vine Whip all day, sucker. Leech Seed, I'm getting health back. What now?
Bubble from Squirtle.
That's the other part I didn't like. Yo, water type moves sound garbage.
Yeah, well, early on. Yeah.
I got Razor Leaf.
Right.
Just saying. Grass type, first generation, grass type.
So, okay. So while we're ending that segment and branching off of our tangent, getting back on track, let us know what if you're a Pokemon fan. Both what version do you want of the new Let's Go games, or if you've already bought it, let us know, and let us know what your OG
was your starter.
Yeah,
what was your starter?
Way back, first generation. You played.
First generation. We're not talking second and third generation right now. First generation. What was your starter?
Yeah. And if you're not old enough for that, then whatever your first generation was.
Go back to it. Go if you're not old enough, go play the first one, then come back to us and talk to us.
And you got to play on a Game Boy that doesn't have a backlight. You got to have that little plug on the side with the light over top of it. You got a headache because you've been playing for 3 hours.
That saved us though, because what you were in Virginia at that time. The snow out.
Oh yeah, there were a couple of times throughout grade school.
There was one ice storm
in elementary school
took out power for like a whole week.
Like 97.
And it was around Christmas, and I just got.
And that was like the year that Pokemon came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just got the Game Boy Color, and I just got a new game. I think it was gold that year.
Yeah.
And I played the crap out of it, and I changed every batteries, so I didn't have to worry about anything because that was portable.
Burning through the batteries. So much so that I think my parents got me an AC adapter. They're like, all right, look, you can't keep going through batteries like this. So yeah, let us know about your Pokemon stories. So you wanted to go through some recap?
So yeah, it's not really a recap. The question has been put on the internet saying that Titans has changed the origin of Robin, that he is a straight up killer. Watch it. He's not a straight up killer. That's literally clickbait. I'm sorry. It's real clickbait. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Episode's still fairly new, right?
Yeah. So. It came out this past Friday. I will say this episode had the best rendition of Jason Todd I have ever seen.
Really?
Yes. It made me love, and I'm a Red Hood fan, so I already love Jason Todd.
Yeah.
This made me love Jason Todd more. And you can see, like, oh yeah, this is gonna be some problems. You're like, yeah, this is gonna be some problems. Right. I can't wait for season 3.
Yeah.
I'm not even waiting for season 2. I'm like, I can't wait for season 3. That's when you're gonna see something's gonna happen to them.
Right.
Yeah, that's please. And going into that, do we have that right after? I feel like I'm gonna move that. We don't have it right after. Because it's DC Universe. Let's just go ahead and do it. Young Justice does have a date now.
Right.
January 4th. So I think they have a sweepstakes going on now. If you sign up now, you can win a trip to see the studio and so forth. Yeah, DC Universe, I'm giving you a plug. You might want to start shedding that green for me, son.
Yeah, you want to sponsor anything?
Uh-huh. Make it rain on us.
Let us know.
But yeah, coming out January 4th, 2019. This is what started DC Universe. The petition to get this show back is what started. So if you're a Young Justice fan, you're definitely going to want to see this. Young Justice Outsiders coming out January 4th. And I think we got some Gotham news coming out too, right?
Yeah. So for those keeping up with Gotham, we got the last season coming up starting in January. They've extended it out by 2 additional episodes, I think. So I think we're at I want to say a 12-episode season for the last season. And there's still a lot of us holding out hope that DC Universe will pick up Gotham and continue it with the next season. But if it doesn't, we got some news on how things are going to wrap up with this season, the final season. So it's been confirmed that the last episode of this final season will take place in a 10-year time jump.
Mm-hmm.
And not to give myself some credit, but a while ago, a couple months back, I said on the podcast that I thought that it would probably do that. And there are a lot of people out there who have mentioned it too, because when you watch Gotham, everybody's driving cars from the early 2000s, late 90s, something like that. They all have flip phones. And so the thought was they're going to jump forward some amount of time, probably to our current time. And that sounds like that's what they're going to do. They confirmed it would be a 10-year time jump in between the second to last episode and the last episode. Now, we just don't know what that means. If that's going to be the last 10 minutes of the entire series or the entire last episode. Yeah.
Let's put our bets in now. I'm going to say 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes is going to be a time skip.
I think it's going to be the entire final episode.
Okay.
I think because, and the reasoning for that, I think they're trying to use that last episode as a jumping point to get the series picked up by DC Universe so you can get a proper, like, year 1 Batman television show.
The only reason I don't agree with it being a full episode is because 10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
And at that point, I feel like you're ending the series with a new cast.
See, that's the other thing I think we disagree on, because I think they're going to do something to make the current actors look older.
Jim Gordon's actor, you throw some gray in his hair. All right, I can believe that. You can't tell me Bruce Wayne, the Bruce Wayne in there now, is going to look the same in a 10-year jump.
I think they could.
He needs more muscles.
I think they could make him look a lot different. Also, if he's in a bat suit, then they can hide that. They made plenty of other. No, that's the problem. You can't hide muscles in the bat suit because the bat suit personifies the muscles. They've hidden some lack of muscles in plenty of other actors that have played Batman.
And we've called them out on it too. We've called them out on it every time. Yes, I'm talking about bat nipples, George Clooney.
Anatomically correct bat suits. Yeah. Or, like Michael Keaton wasn't exactly like, jacked and ready to go, but he still played the role all right.
But he didn't do a 10-year time jump. The kid is scrawny right now.
So either way, my bet is they're going to keep the same actors, and it'll be a full episode on the final part of the season.
Either that or DC's about to spend a lot of money on aging up.
Yeah. So we'll see, because I think the actors that we're talking about that play Selena Kyle,
I think those are the only 2 you need to worry about. I think those are the only 2 you need to really replace. With
Cameron Beacondova plays Selena Kyle, and I forget
don't get me
the guy's name.
Yeah.
But either way,
he's not a kid. He's He's older than 18.
Yeah, they're both, I think, 18.
He just looks 15.
Right. I think they're both around 18 or something, 18 or 19. So I don't know. They could pull it
Do we
off.
really gotta make a 15-year-old look 25?
Depends on if you can grow a beard or something.
Batman doesn't have beards.
Right. He's got a little scruff.
Yeah.
Need like a Gandalf beard.
That's like the third night of patrol. He has a scruff.
Right. That's a couple of days into Arkham Breakout or something. All right. So where are we going now?
Well, a new Lex for Supergirl, John Cryer, which you might know him from 2.5 Men, will be playing Lex Luthor. Take with it as you will. I have so many mixed feelings about it. I mean, I'm not religiously watching a show, period.
Yeah.
I tried to do it. I tried to stick it out the first couple episodes. Supergirl doesn't do it for me right now.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to watch it. I'm going to probably watch a couple episodes before the Elseworld crossover happens.
Right.
Which is very, very soon.
Yeah, I think John Cryer, if you haven't seen him in a while, he's totally bald now, which he wasn't on 2.5 Men.
Mm-hmm.
I was not a fan of 2.5 Men as a show. I never thought it was funny, never paid attention to it. But so physically, John Cryer, I'd actually say looks the role if you're just talking about a bald white guy. But I mean,
that's the problem. Looks, you can look like any character. That's not hard.
Yeah.
But once he opens his mouth.
Yeah, how's he going to pull it off with acting?
That's the problem. Like, as soon as he opens his mouth, all I hear is whiny little mom dad from 2.5 Men.
Right.
I don't want that.
So we'll see. All right, so we have a couple things we can run through quickly.
A little random fire right now. John
Bernthal. So John Bernthal, the Punisher,
mm-hmm.
He teased on Twitter, I think it was Twitter, that
he's wrapped up.
Yeah,
wrapped up filming.
They've already wrapped up season 2 of Punisher, so that should be announced as coming out pretty soon. So we'll have that to look forward to now that most people, not me, but most people have watched all of Daredevil season 3. I'm getting there though. I finally finished Punisher season 1, and now I'm going through the rest of them.
You're still trying to go in that order, aren't you?
I'm sticking to it, man.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna watch them all. I started on Jessica Jones, so
you're torturing your own self on that one.
I like Jessica Jones. I don't know.
Season 2.
So far, but I'm only one episode in, so
he says so far he's only one episode in.
Well, I like the character. I like the previous season. We'll see how it goes. So we have another season of Punisher to look forward to, and it sounds like we might have another season of Daredevil to look forward to. Maybe. It's we all knew that Punisher, basically the Punisher season 2 is the last one that's been confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
And we now have it confirmed that the 4th season of Daredevil has been pitched to Netflix, which means that to some extent, if it's been pitched, Marvel is kind of behind it. I mean, they have to have signed off in order for it to be pitched.
I don't know, because Kevin Feige has not messed with any of these.
Well, Feige's not doing these directly, right? I forget his name, but it's the other guy who's responsible for all the television.
What I feel and see is Kevin doesn't give two hoots about these Netflix series.
I wish he did. I really like him.
I wish he did, but I feel like he doesn't. And I feel like he's like, whatever, we're going to destroy those anyway. We're going to Thanos those out in a minute. So this, I think what's telling about this story is we're going to find out if Disney is going to be petty and take all this stuff away.
Right. Because
if this gets renewed, the season 4 gets renewed, which normally we hear about these series getting renewed quicker.
Yeah.
This has been out. We've been almost a month since Daredevil's been released, and we haven't heard about a new season. That's concerning to me as someone that's seen all these series get picked up right away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like we're on the fence. This if they don't renew it, that tells me, yep, all the Disney Netflix shows are going away.
But if they do, then expect a lot more.
Then I am super surprised. I will eat crow, and Disney is going to bang with Netflix a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not going to happen. I feel like they're going to finish out their arrangements. Season 3 of Jessica Jones, Season 2 of Punisher, and that's what's left.
Yeah. And I should give credit too. I first heard about season 4 being pitched from comicbook.com. So they're a great spot to keep an eye out on new news and things like that. So we do have a big new movie that's out this week for a lot of people in the nerd and geek world, and that's Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of
Now, I might not be a Harry Potter fan or a Dumbledore fan or a Hufflepuff fan.
Hufflepuff?
Hufflepuff. I think is that what they call it?
Hufflepuff.
Oh, Hufflepuff.
Come on, Don.
Hufflepuff. I feel like Hufflepuff is a better name. They can be the stoners of the group.
Right. So I'm not a mega Harry Potter.
But he knows the words better than I do.
But I haven't read all the books, but I've seen all the movies, and I'm a fan of the overall wizarding world, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't had a chance.
And right now it's projected about 62 million statewide. So not surprised at the numbers.
Yeah.
It'll probably have a bigger turnout this week. And this week we have Creed 2 coming out.
That's right.
So after you get stuff with Turkey, make your decision at the movies. Like, what's it going to be? Is it going to be Fantastic Beasts? Is it going to be Creed 2? You decide.
Right. So now we have our random battles. So last week, I picked Megatron for Don.
Yeah, King of the Decepticons. Let's go.
And he picked
Ant-Man for him.
For me. And guess what? Ant-Man all the way.
You Ant-Man MCU. Let's make that clear.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the mechanical genius. We're talking about the mechanical klutz. I want y'all to think about that.
The expert in all things theft and chaos. So
theft and chaos. I'm a giant alien robot.
Right. And I want you all to think about how Ant-Man messed up and wreaked havoc on War Machine and Iron Man, shrinking down to molecule size, slipping through that suit, and just start pulling out wires and everything. You're a machine. All I got to do is start pulling out circuits.
I'm also a living sentient being. I mean, it ain't that easy. That's armor. That's like comparing Legos to a supercomputer.
I mean, but if I'm pulling out wires and yanking things out, and I'm running around inside of your mechanical body, just destroying things.
Question: what happens to my insides when I transform? I might crush you just by transforming.
Because we've never actually seen the inside of a transformer when they change, but we've seen the outside.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm gonna be moving parts while you try to put some wires. You might hit the wrong wire and make me transform, and then
we just have to see if there's as much armor on the inside of a transformer as there is on the outside.
I'm just thinking, look, weaponry wise, I got you beat.
Yeah, oh yeah, by far.
Like I might just blast you right when we come face to face with each other.
Yeah. If you'd be able to pick me up, I mean, maybe I'm flying on top of an ant this big. Zip into your armor, start pulling out cords and everything.
I feel like the best move for you is to grow gigantically big while you're inside my armor.
Well, we said Ant-Man. We didn't say Giant Man, so I was trying to stick with staying small. I wasn't trying to break.
MCU,
yeah,
you can go ahead. You can go ahead and do it.
Okay. Well, then I get to be 50 feet tall, and you're still,
Well, how tall are Transformers? Are they like 2 stories?
If you're going off of, I don't know, the easiest way to look at it would be like from the cartoons or from.
I think we did Michael Bay though, right? So Michael Bay, we're looking 2-story building.
Hey, it's probably like 25 feet.
25 feet,
something like that. And we're talking about. I'm thinking Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, he was big.
Yeah,
he was big.
Giant Man in the Bay.
But that means he's a big target with some. And I got real guns. I'm just saying, real guns.
And he moves slow too, real slow.
Yeah,
Giant Man does. But
I mean, he got messed up by Spider-Man. I mean, I'm just saying.
That was also the first time
he's been fighting dudes with no guns. I got lasers. I'm just saying.
Right.
I might be able to do some damage before you even really try to do something. And I'm a killer.
So, you want to call this one a stalemate and let the people decide?
Yeah, let the people decide. Megatron versus Megatron, the real killer, versus Ant-Man, the petty larceny thief. I'm just saying. I'll let y'all decide.
Not trying to sway anybody anyway.
Not trying to sway nobody.
So let us know. Social media, you can comment below the video live or after the fact. Let us know what you think. Give us a heads up. We can go ahead and draw for next week.
Yep.
So we can get that going. And also ahead of time, if you think about it, if you're watching this and you want to give us an opinion ahead of time, how we should be battling out for next week, we always like to hear some more opinions.
Mhm.
So for next week, you're going to be arguing for Martian Manhunter from DC Comics.
Okay. Ah, this is a good matchup. And you'll be arguing for Galactus, Marvel Comics. So, all right. A little cosmic being versus a Martian. Let's see what goes down.
Yeah.
All right. But that's our time. Thanks for watching as always or listening. You can catch us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, anywhere you can get podcasts. We try to be there. And you can also catch our video on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you hit us on our social medias on Twitter at Geek Philosophy Q. You can also hit us up on Instagram, geek__ philosophy. And then our Facebook is always available. But other than that, Geek Philosophy, Geek Way of Thinking. Have a great day, y'all. Bye.
Bye.